Welcome back to the National Stadium on what is a beautiful Saturday afternoon down here as we get set for the second match on day 5 of season 2 in the Dream 11 Spice T10 tournament. It is the Saffron Strikers with a record of 3 matches, 2 victories, and 1 defeat coming up against the Bayleaf Blasters, 3 matches, 2 victories, and 1 defeat. Identical record as they both play their fourth match, and I think it will be a big match for both teams looking to register their third victory in the tournament. We go pitch side for the toss, and after the toss, we'll give you the team lineup and we'll do further previews of the match.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the toss for the final match on day 5 of the Dream 11 Spice T10 tournament. It is a matchup between the Bayleaf Blasters and the Saffron Strikers. 2 teams with identical record, searching for the third victory in the tournament. We have with us here at the toss the match referee, Mr. Carl Felix, with our 2 captains, Devon Smith, the home captain, and Ryan John, the away captain. Match referee, over to you.
Point for today. Tail, head, home captain.
The call is a head, and it's a tail. Bayleaf Blasters. Devon Smith winning the toss and have decided to bowl. Any particular thinking behind that decision?
Well, we back ourselves to bowl as cheap as possible and go there and chase it. But having said that, if we lost the toss, we prepare to bat. So at the end of the day, the decision go our way. So we're happy to field first.
Your fourth match in the tournament, 2 wins and 1 loss. 1 loss so far. How has been the guys in the dressing room and how have they been preparing for this one?
I mean, the guys are good, full of energy and whatever. But taking one game at a time, how it comes. I mean, every game is important. So you're not taking nobody for granted. We just go there and try and play the best of our ability.
The fourth match, any changes in the squad for this one?
No, we have the same team.
All right, well, Devon, all the best to you and Bayleaf Blasters for this match.
All right, thanks very much.
3, 2, 1.
All right, Ryan, you have been asked to bat first on this wicket. What are your thoughts?
I would have wanted to bowl first, but nevertheless, we're given the opportunities to bat first on this wicket. We just hopefully that we get over 100. I mean, I'm very positive that we could get over 100, so hopefully that we could come after and defend it.
Your batting lineup, especially the power that you guys are known for, seems to be coming to the fore. Must be pleased with the form of your batsmen.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, not everybody is firing, but definitely once we have a good performance from a few of the players, that we will be in a good position.
All right, coming up against later on, you certainly will be tested in terms of the bowling unit against a batting lineup with the quality of Hodge and Devon Smith, Jelani Robinson. Looking forward to bowling to those guys today.
Yeah, well, definitely we do have a choice. We're playing at this point. I mean, it's just about execution and consistency, and hopefully we pull it off again.
And finally, any changes in the squad for this match?
Lewis is in for Javan.
All right, well, Ryan, congrats to you guys so far in the tournament and all the best for the rest of the tournament.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, so that was the toss. Bayleaf Blasters, they've won the toss, and in fact, Saffron Strikers to bat first. Saffron Strikers into bat. John Eugene, we can see the preference of teams winning the toss and bowling continuing in the tournament.
Yeah, definitely. Bayleaf Blasters winning the toss and sending strikers. I think Bayleaf Blasters, based on the last game, chased quite comfortably, and hence the reason why they have decided to bowl first.
All right, so we're just going to go through the team. We're going to start with the Saffron Strikers, led by Ryan John, the captain, Giovanna Andrew, Kem Charles, Heron Campbell. I think actually that there seems to be an error there with that list. I think that Andrews is out and one of the other players is in, but we're just going to clarify that one there. We could probably look at the Bayleaf Blasters 11. Devon Smith, Amikel Drubisset, Caden Felix, Kavim Hodge, Dennis Devoni Smith, Sherman Lewis, Neilon Pascal, Jelani Robinson, Richard Rogers, Dennis Smith, and Nikosi St. Hilaire. A very strong lineup there, experience both in the batting and the bowling, and they'll be looking to put in a good performance.
Yeah, definitely. Bayleaf Blasters looking good with the experience of Devon Smith and the Volcanoes captain Kavim Hodge, also Jelani Robinson, the West Indies fast bowler Sherman Lewis.
Yes, I'm making the point on the first day that this team has the third, the fourth, and the fifth Grenadians to play Test cricket for the West Indies. That is Devon Smith, Neilon Pascal, and Sherman Lewis. And then you'd have just went through the list of batsmen who are at the Windward's level, and also Jelani Robinson, who is also in contention for the breaking into the Windward's Volcano setup. It's a very experienced team, talented team there, and they'll be looking to put in a good performance. So we've gotten the correct list for Saffron strikers today. Ryan John, Kem Charles, Heron Campbell, Dylan Douglas, Jelani George, Nikobi John, Mikel Joseph, Lyndon Lawrence, Levon Lewis, Darius Martin, and Josh Thomas. The change there from the previous match, Levon Lewis is in for Javon Andrew, and it's also a very good, strong team. We'd have seen the exploits of their batsmen in the previous game. Quite powerful batting lineup, and I'm sure they'll be relishing to go against this bowling attack from the Bayleaf Blasters.
Yes, definitely. The Saffron Strikers have been batting well. Not a lot of name stars, but together as a unit, they have done the job.
Yeah, as we see now, the opening pair of Lyndon Lawrence and Heron Campbell, number 7 and number 5, makes their way to the middle. Lyndon Lawrence and Heron Campbell, they are two veteran cricketers within the local circuits. They have come through the ranks on the 15s, on the 19s, represented the Grenada at the senior level also. I think both of them would have had first-class experiences being in the Windward's team at some point in the career, and now in the later stages of the career, they're here opening the batting for the Saffron Strikers. Both police officers by profession, so it's quite good to see the officers of the law, they're involved in the tournament.
Yes, definitely. Two well built and stocky opening batsmen, and these gentlemen look like they're going to have a feast out there today.
Yes, and I think, when you look at Heron Campbell and Lyndon Lawrence, quite contrasting style batsmen. Lyndon Lawrence, he likes to muscle, go after the bowling quite early, while Heron Campbell is a much more touch and class player, and they will be looking to do well for the team. As we see the pair, the batsmen, they're there, out in the middle, and waiting for the start. I think we might just be a couple minutes ahead of schedule, so we may just have to wait a bit for the start of the match, just as the clock would strike around at 3:30.
Yes, 2:30 start. See Calvin Hodge will take up the attack from the Dabo end. We could just go around the field, a short third man, backward point, extra cover, made off.
Oh my goodness, yes, patches! Ah, boy!
And here is the first delivery of the match. Delivery on the
Yes,
line of
stop
the
it.
paper stump, and Hodge, knowing those guys very well, would not want to offer any width to the opening batsman, and that one clipped off the legs there. A shorter delivery in length, and Heron Campbell is able to, Lyndon Lawrence is able to hit that one over the square leg area, down into the boundary for 4, and he's off the mark with a boundary.
Yes, Calvin Hodge guilty of just sliding this one down leg side, and batsman just helping himself to 4 runs on the vacant deep backward square area.
Yeah, so a boundary there, just shorter there, and using the pace there, and push through there by Hodge, and the pace was welcome there on that instance from Lawrence. Another shorter delivery, rushing the batsman, they're thinking of a single, and Lawrence sent back into the crease there by his opening partner. A very good bit of fielding there, alert fielding in there, the position fielder in the square leg position. Yes, walk down the leg, a full delivery there. That will be Lewis coming off the boundary on the long on position to do the fielding. So Lawrence, he's off strike, he's 5, and the total 5 without loss with 1 delivery left in the first over.
Yeah, a steady over by Hodge after conceding this boundary earlier on in.
Gamble to face the first delivery from his first delivery from Hodge down the leg side sliding. Big appeal there for the stumping by wicketkeeper Dennis Smith, the umpire that is Butler in the square leg position. He's not interested there. Signal wide by umpire Davis. So 1 more to the total, and the total is now 6 without loss.
Yeah, some quick work there by Dennis Smith down the leg side.
As umpire Butler, the veteran and experienced Butler, is getting in there to put on the bills. And John Eugene, you would have played a lot of years with Butler at the for the Windward Islands, and it seems that once the cricket is in your blood, it's hard to get out of the sport. You know, he's a former player, now goes into match officiating. You yourself a former player, now into coaching.
Yes, once you love the game and you're passionate about it, you'll find some way to contribute.
Yes, it's so good to have those players from yesterday still making a contribution. Again, on the pad, tickle behind for a single. We wait to see if it's going to be signal leg by or it's going to be run. It's now signal leg by umpire Roger Davis. So 1 more to the total, and we.
Come guys.
You see, it's 1 more run to the total.
Yeah.
And that one is worked on the onside there by Lawrence. So he moves on by 1 to 6. And at the end of the over, it is now, I make it 8 without loss.
Yeah, it was a steady over by Calvin Hodge. 8 runs, still a good over for the Saffrons. A good start by the Saffrons, and Hodge just looking to keep things quiet there for the Belief Blasters.
Yeah, it's going to be the presence of Nealon Pascal taking up, marking out his mark on the southern end of the ground. He has opened in the previous 3 matches for the Blasters. Much a shorter run-up these days than he was known for a few years ago. But the run-up might be shorter, but the pace is right up there as it was in his 80s.
Yes, Nealon Pascal, a very good servant of Windward Islands cricket and also West Indies, and still playing, still very active, still looks very fit, and like you said, maybe not as quick as he used to be, but he's still a force to reckon with.
Yes, and when the players advance in years, they use all the years of experience behind them, and you would see they sticking to the basics and looking to see if they can, move the pace up and down to get the batsman into difficulties. He'll be coming up against Lyndon Lawrence, someone he would have played with and competed against for a number of years. And to this delivery again, a trademark Nealon Pascal fashion, just on about outside middle and off, and moving away from the right-handed batsman. And Eugene, when you come up against, what are your thoughts? When you come up against players who would have played with or played against for a lot of years, you always look to put in that extra bit of effort.
Yes, there's always that bit of competitiveness, and we call it bragging rights.
And those guys these days, social media, in the age of social media, they want to make sure that they have the final say. And this time advances down to the bowler is Lyndon Lawrence, hit between the vacant long on and area for 4. Good shot there, took the attack to the bowler, and he succeeded on that occasion.
Yeah, bold shot by the batsman there, using the pace of Pascal, and really tugging this one through mid wicket.
Yes, again, you look at that ball pitch shot there, but as the first couple of days, there was not the venom that was in the wicket, so it really sat up, and Lawrence was able to capitalize on it. At this time, Lawrence comes forward. Oh, is that an opportunity for? Is that a drop catch there by Rogers? You can see hands akimbo by Pascal. Certainly not happy with the field that they're coming in from mid-off. And here you get an opportunity to pick up Lyndon Lawrence, and it goes up again.
Yes, a pretty ordinary effort there by the field at mid-off. This was a regulation catch, and he just managed to spill it. And again, we see the catching. It's a bit of concern, definitely.
Yes, throughout the tournament, though, you can see, I think that there have been two tiers within the catching. We'll get back to that as Pascal is in, and he goes across the line, looking to it on the onside, and he's out, giving out LBW. Got inside the wicket, looking to walk it on the onside, got hit on the pad, and umpire Butler raised that dreaded index finger. Heron Campbell goes back without scoring, and the strikers, they've lost their first wicket for 13.
Yes, and indeed a shot there by the batsman looking to whip a ball from middle stump, and we all know Neil Pascal tends to bowl wicket to wicket. Straightforward decision by umpire Butler.
Yes, the former under 15 and under 19 PAs, Pascal and Campbell. Campbell now goes to Pascal without scoring, brings to the crease Dylan Douglas. He is one of the 11 overseas players in the tournament, representing the Saffron Strikers. It's his fourth match in the tournament, so he hasn't really, as we would say, lit the tournament on fire yet, but here he has an opportunity coming in the second over to bat for a long period of time to see if he can get his first substantial score in the tournament. And this one, rising delivery, guides it to the fielder at backward point. Hodge comes in there and does the fielding, no runs. Just to give you the figures for Dylan Douglas in the 3 previous innings, he just scored 63 runs with a high score of 30, 7 fours and 3 sixes. Got a couple of stats, but would want to really carry on. Pascal again, this time he goes over the top, looking to beat the fielder there at mid-on. He settles under the catch ball. Oh my goodness, and he was just commenting there, and that looks like is that Robinson or Dubisset really made a meal of that. He was going forward, he was going back. Dubisset, not sure there. I'm not sure if the wind would have had any effect on that one there, but the second drop catch in the over, and Lawrence continues to benefit from those.
Yes, the fielder there, looking at the monitor, he never got close to that catch, and again another simple.
Yes, that one he came in so much and the ball fell over his head back.
Yes,
outside, just outside of the 30-yard circle, and here he could have an opportunity of picking up both Douglas and Lawrence in the over.
Yes, and unfortunate miss there.
Now it's going to be Kavim Hodge into his second over. And this one is lifted down the ground. Sherman Lewis comes around, does the fielding. Excellent bit of fielding there from Sherman Lewis. Not timed as well as Lawrence would like, but Sherman Lewis was on long on, did quite a bit of running to retrieve that ball and keep the batsman just to a single.
Yes, and that's what is expected from players like Sherman Lewis, first class player.
Yes, and it's going to be Douglas to Hodge. Douglas comes forward, pushes it back to Kavim Hodge, and very miserly bowler is Kavim Hodge, not looking to see if he can much extras. That one played outside on the offside. Centilla there in backward point does the fielding and no runs. So another dot ball there, and we will have a special guest with you in a while. At the end of the over, Pastor Warm is going to take my position, and he will be having a few words with that special guest as that ball is played down to the long on position there by Douglas. He moves on by 1 to 3, and the total now 17 for 1. 2 deliveries left in over number 3. And goes back, punches, can't beat Robinson in the extra cover position. So very good bowling so far from Hodge. Just 2 runs conceded from the over with 1 ball to go in over number 3. This time Lawrence gets a full delivery, clips on over the onside. The fielder down there at mid-wicket comes wrong, does a fielding, rifles in a return. Lawrence is able to beat the throw. He moves on by 2 to 14, and after 3 overs, it's Saffron Strikers 19 for 1. I now hand over to Pastor Warm, who will be introducing our special guest.
19 for 1. The wicket took, of course, Aaron Campbell leg before to Nealon Pascal Will scoring. Good afternoon to listeners. That's, of course, if you're in the time zone. And if you're in other time zones, then, well, good morning or good evening, as the case may be. Our special guest this afternoon is Junior Randolph Murray. Good afternoon, Junior.
Afternoon, Pass. It's good to be here.
Absolute pleasure. So it's going to be from the far end, and it'll be Dubisette who will be coming in, and he'll be bowling to Dylan Douglas. So here is Dubisette from the far end. Bright sunshine, leans forward, straightens his approach. He's there now and bowls outside the arch stump. The keeper standing up, and Douglas didn't play at that, but the keeper didn't grasp that very well, Dennis Smith. And wide signal by the umpire. So 1 more to the total is gone to 19 for 1. Now, during the course of our matches, we will feature former Windward Island players who excelled in the game of cricket, who went on to play internationally, and even if they did not go on to play internationally, but they served the Windwards very well. Here is a delivery that is hit very hard into the ground, flat batted past the bowler, and the batsman can cross 1 for 1. Ball going down to mid-off, which is just at the edge of the circle. 1 more to Lawrence. He's now gone on to 15, and the total has gone to 22 for 1. So, Junior, you look as youthful as you were back a good 20 years ago. Nobody could think that you've gone past 50.
Yeah, I'm very proud, 54.
There's a delivery that is looking to drive. The ball peeled off the outside edge, and the cat, no, he's dropped it. That's Sean Lewis, of course. The ball in the air for quite some time, going across to his right, having to travel across about 20 yards. He got there, got both hands to it, and spilled the catch. Now, that's not good cricket at all. They've spilled a couple of them already. Total has gone to 24 for 1. I think the batsman did, in fact, cross for 2. So Douglas takes strike once more, as here is Dubisette. Moves past the umpires there and bowls, and gets a delivery that for a moment was on the back foot, and then transferred the body weight onto the front foot, pushed it past the bowler, got it up to mid-off, and there is no run. So welcome, of course, to the commentary booth there, as we would be featuring you, and we thought it was a fine opportunity while you're on the ground to be here.
Yeah, feel honored to be here, to give my little contribution to the game I love so much.
Still enjoying it, aren't you?
Yeah, I still enjoy it. I still love the game. I'm very passionate about the game, and looking at this T20, this T10, if this wasn't my time, I would have had a ball of a time.
You sure, right? Here once more is Dubisette to Douglas, who is getting a slower delivery, well bowled. And he's equal to the task. That Douglas just pushes it on in front of him on the offside. He remains on 5, and the total remains on 24. This has been a good ground for you over the years. Before the great transformation of this Queen's Park ground, remember the old-fashioned
galvanized Queen's Park, Daddy Sepp days, all those good old days,
Absolutely. Turns once more from the top of his mark. Just a one slip in. Devon Smith is in and bowls outside the arm stump. Good diving take. That was screaming outside the arm stump. No ball, in fact, signaled by the umpire. So it's going to be a free hit. But there was Smith standing up, and it was a difficult take. Would have been called a wide too. And so the umpire has just ruled that it's a no ball. And did it go outside of the pitch itself?
Yeah, it looks a bit wide, right, outside the pitch. Yeah.
So that's why the umpire would call it a no ball. It's off the pitch. Turns from the top of his mark once more. This is going to be a free hit. So here is Dubisette to bowl to Douglas. A free hit. And to this delivery, he is getting on to that one and lifting it down to the deep mid-wicket area. They will, in fact, get the single, just a 1. So it's a good comeback there by Dubisette. Total has gone to 26 for 1. You talk about Daddy
Daddy Sepp.
Septimus Lacrette,
Septimus
who
Lacrette, yeah.
served this ground with this distinction for almost half a century.
When Daddy Sepp prepare a pitch for you, you can close your eye and ban it for the whole day. With a lot of bunks in it
A
also.
lot of bunks in it, good carry.
And good carry and everything, so.
And it was not just a bowling paradise. The batsman
Got something.
Yeah, really true bunks. Here is Dewey set in, balls to Lawrence. Lawrence is a little bit squared up, played it up back just on the outside of the wicket. The bowler picks up on his follow through. So 4 overs gone, power play has come to an end, 26 for 1. And I would think that Saffron strikers, well, they lost 1 wicket, but they probably would prefer to have been, let's say, 40 for 1.
Yeah, about 40 for 1, yes. I think I need to step it up a bit, try and do a bit more rotation of the strike and see what can happen from there. I think they're just looking for the power hitting. I think we can rotate the strike a bit more.
Yeah, Junior. So back your early days, this would what you would call your home ground, or would you have called it T10?
No, well, I don't know what was of GSS. I would say T10 is my home ground, but being from right around the area here, going up in the road, I think this is the foundation. This is where it all started. I think playing at the old Queen's Park was really a joy, and I really enjoyed myself here.
Who were some of the players around your time?
Well,
Queen's Park
a lot of players, at least, starting with at least the likes of the late Kenny Hobson, the Anthony Dixon, the Steve Mahone. I played all the youngsters, Ali DeBella, played among all those guys, so I had a good core guys around me as a youngster coming up, so probably that's the reason why I had so much a good career.
Change of bowling in Sherman Lewis from the Darbo end. We'll move in now to bowl to Douglas, who looks to hit the ball through the onside. Was a bit of bottom hand into it, but he didn't really cue it all that well. The ball taking more the bottom part of the bat and going out to extra cover. Total remains on 26 for 1. Yeah, so those were the players back then in your early days that helped to form and shape you into a pretty skillful cricketer.
At least not only cricketers.
Here is Lewis once more to bowl to Douglas. Douglas is lifting that high and hard. That's going. It's still going. Gravity's prevailing now, pulls it down, but not before it goes beyond the boundary. Over mid-wicket. That was a good, clean, big hit. And that's gone for 6. Lovely shot, 32 for 1.
That's a lovely shot. I think to bowl into Douglas, I think you got to go a bit wider. I think he's not really a good hitter of the ball through the offside, so I think we got to take him a little wider and then try and hit it through the offside and give him a single, because if you're going to bowl in a bit too straight, it's what he just did a while ago. He's going to tug you over mid-wicket.
So, turns once more from the top of his mark is Lewis. Moves in now to bowl to Douglas, gets a short delivery outside the off-stump, wide, confirmed now by the umpire. Well, the height was good, I would think, but it was outside the off-stump, a little on the wide side. And the total goes by 1 to 33 for 1. So he's got to bowl that over. Your young days at the GBSS, what was it like? GBSS had a good cricket team.
Yeah, in my area, GBSS had a very, very good cricket team. I used to be batting at 4 and couldn't get a chance to bat.
Here he is once more. In is Lewis and bowls, and Douglas hits that in the air. Now somebody is going to take the catch. No, would it be taken? This keeper is after. Take a fantastic catch. That's a magnificent catch. It's got to go down as one of the best in the tournament. Now, he had to run back, I would think about 30 yards, kept his eyes on the ball. It was spiraling, and he had to take it over his shoulder. In the end, took a resplendent, glorious, stupendous catch. You can't want a better catch than that. And Douglas has to go back. He shakes his head rather disconsolately, but he has to admit that it was a fantastic catch. He now goes, and Saffron strikers, they've lost the second wicket. It's now 33 for 2.
I think that's one of the catches of the tournament so far. Sitting here as a wicket keeper and watching young Dennis Smith doing this thing there, I think that's the standard catch of the tournament. I think it was a fantastic catch.
Really? I wish I can see it over again. Oh, goodness, it was an absolute gorgeous
that's
shot.
a blinder.
A screamer, really.
These are the catches that win games for you.
He had the frame of mind to still run back for it. Now, don't forget, there was a third man also in the making, but he must have called early, as if to say, that's mine, that's mine.
That's the plan. You got to call early.
Yes. Took the catch, so out goes Douglas. He went for 12. Mikel Joseph has come in to join Lawrence. Lawrence is still there, stoutly on 15, 33 for 2. Lewis, who was struck for a big 6, the delivery before, a couple of deliveries before. Now moves in to bowl to Lawrence. The batsman did cross. He's there outside the off stump and looks to hit that through the offside, but it peels off the flashing blade down to third man, and that's 4 runs. It just really rubs salt into injury there. But he was looking to hit that through the offside, and they say when you're going after it, you've got to go hard. He went hard, and it peeled off the edge very quickly down to third man for 4.
You know, one of the things that I'm not seeing much for the fast bowlers. They're not really bowling many slower balls. It's a good wicket. They want to put pace on it. Anything can happen. So I think the bowlers, they need to vary the pace a bit more, and probably confuse the batsmen.
That's correct. Variety
Yeah,
is
a
the
bit of
name of the
variety in
game.
bowling, yes.
Lewis moves in again once more to bowl to Lawrence. And Lawrence is coming forward looking to hit across the line, doesn't make contact. Good save there by Dennis Smith behind the stumps. But you did talk, in fact, about one individual who actually transformed your career.
Yeah,
And
when
I
I
say
think
transformed because you
it's
were
a football coach, Ashley Ram Folks, and I will always call his name because, as everyone knows me, I was a very good wicket keeper, but my batting was a bit of an issue.
Right.
And Ashley Ram Folks took me along early morning on the beach, walking along with softballs, and when to make a long story short, when he finished with me during that process, I had a game against Leeward Islands in Antigua, and the likes of Ambrose and the guys, and made 100.
Yes.
You know, and that's when it all started.
Here is a delivery outside the off stump, inside the line. I think maybe the batsman in Lawrence may have said, well, you know, that was kind of on the white side. The umpire says no. The over comes to an end. 5 overs gone, so we're just about the halfway mark. 19 to Lawrence. Mikel Joseph will be taking strike. He's yet to score his 37 for 2. Yes, going back to your story, Junior.
Yes, yeah. So as I said, Ashley and folks, you know, he worked with me a lot on my batting. You know, with a lot of softball drills on the beach, and you know, and I said before, when he finished with me on the process, went to play a first-class game against Leeward Islands in Antigua with the likes of the great Ambrose, the Hamish Anthony's, all those guys, just Page, Merrick, all those guys, and I had 101, not out against Leeward Islands, and then I was selected from then on to go on to Australia. That was in 1992.
Yeah.
So that's where it all started. So I'll always keep calling Ashley Van Folk's name.
All right. So Rogers is brought into the attack, and he's going to be bowling there to Mikel Joseph, and he is looking to lift that down to the mid-wicket area. Would the catch be taken? No, drop just in front. They are going to be coming back for the second no. The return comes in. It was a yes, no, start, stop. In the end, they decided, no, you know what, we're going to just settle for 1. So he's off the mark, Mikel Joseph. He's gone to 1, and the total has moved on out to 38 for 2. But it must have been an innings that you remember for the rest of your life, won't it?
Yes, there has to be an innings, at least.
Against such a good bowling attack. Here's a delivery that brings him forward, hits the ball down to long off. That's Lawrence, and the batsman crossed for 1. He's now gone on to 20, and the total has gone to 39 for 2.
Yeah, that 200. Hamish Anthony.
And he was sharp, wasn't he?
Very, very sharp. Very, very sharp.
Here is a delivery that pushes him onto the back foot. That was close. Well bowled there, Rogers. And he should have been pushing out Lawrence. That's Joseph rather, but elected to go onto the back foot. And here he is again. Rogers in now to bowl to Joseph. And Joseph is tugging that ball. A lot of right hand into it. Down to long on. Will get a single. He's now gone on to 2, and the total has moved on to 39 for 2. It's gone now to 40 to 2. What was Ambrose's attack like in that particular game?
A lot of bumpers. You got to hook and pull.
Rogers bowls, hits that down to the mid-wicket area. That's going to go all the way. That's 6 runs. Shot on the back foot, and Lawrence lifted that handsomely over mid-wicket. Got the treatment it really deserved. Went over the boundary line for 6. And he's now pushed his total very quickly now to 26. It's 46 for 2. You did get a couple of knock on the fingers, did you?
Yeah, it's obvious. You have to. A few body blows also.
Rogers in and bowls to Lawrence. Lawrence is again looking to tug, but doesn't really hit the ball very well, doesn't cue it well, takes the bottom edge and meanders across to a straightish mid-wicket. That completes the over. So 6 overs gone, and at the end of 6 is 47 for 2. Lawrence is 27. Mikel Joseph is 2. And the Saffron Strikers, well, they've got another 4 overs to go. Let's see how many they can get in those 4 overs. Your
Yeah.
selection, of course, to go to Australia for the 1992-93
Series, yeah.
series. You were not surprised about your selection, though.
Well, at least I put in a hard work before,
Yes.
so at least I was a bit surprised, but it came as a joy to me, at least I worked very hard to get there. I wanted to play for West Indies, in my whole career. From the time I started to play cricket, I just wanted to play for West Indies, and when it came, at least I cried like a baby, at least joy for the joy of it, Not forgetting my father figure in cricket also, Mr. Walter St. John, who was there at the moment when it happened.
Yes.
On the Port Authority, and we were both crying in the middle of the port, So these are some days that you will never want to forget in your career.
Here is Michael Dubisset, moves in to bowl to Lawrence. Lawrence is looking to scoop that, and that's going to go all the way to the boundary, I think, for 4. Now let's see what the umpire says. Yes, he signals by, but he looked rather ungainly there, rather awkward in trying to scoop that. Do the dill scoop, didn't make contact, and of course the keeper standing up. Everybody was beaten, and it went down to the boundary for 4. The 50 posted now, 51 for 2, and you didn't start, of course. It was
I didn't
David
start.
Williams.
Yeah, David Williams at the moment, So I had to wait my turn, sit out the first couple of test matches, and then get a chance in at the Sydney showground, to play. I think was the 3rd test match.
And you did get 49 in that match, did you?
No, I didn't get 49. 49 was in Adelaide.
Adelaide,
Adelaide,
okay.
yes.
You got 49.
I got about 20 something in that test match.
Right, you got it
So
right.
I took my first test catch, Mark Taylor, Ian Bishop bowling. These are things you can't forget. These are things that sticks in your memory.
Yes. We'll come back to
Yeah.
more of that as Dubisset moves in to bowl to Lawrence. And Lawrence is swinging that out down to the sweeper position. There's a call of catch it. The catch taken. And so Lawrence goes. Another wicket has fallen. Saffron Strikers, they've lost their captain. So it's now 51 for 3 as Lawrence looking to slash that. He did in fact hit it maybe too square, hit it not as straight as he really wanted to do. And so he goes, cut down on the square boundary, and that's the end of Lyndon Lawrence, the captain. He's gone for 27. It's now 51 for 3.
Look at Mr. Lawrence have a bit of injury also. Like he did his hamstring in the shot before he got out.
He's favouring it.
Yes, and he's the wicketkeeper of the team, so that could be like a setback for Saffron Strikers. But I think they have a youngster in the team that can do the job behind the stumps also, in Javon.
Could probably go in there and just relax it a little bit, get some exercise, and allow the physio to look and see what's going on. Yes, and the West Indies won that series.
Yes.
2 games to 1.
2 games to 1. If you remember the Adelaide Test match when we were behind in the series, we came back and won that Test match by 1-1.
It was a thriller, wasn't it?
Thriller.
You took the catch.
I took the catch.
We're going to come
McDermott,
to that. Here is therefore Dubisset in balls, and he's lifting that down to over the deep mid-off boundary. That's 6 runs. Well, Mikel Joseph went under that one and lifted it. It did cross, so that's why he's facing. And he hit that. That was a power shot over the long off area, over the boundary line. He's gone now to 8. It's 57 for 3. Well, Richie Richardson did say that they always felt and they were confident that they were going to win the match.
Yes.
And it was just around, it was the last pair at the crease.
Yes.
Here's to be set in and bowls outside the off stump. There's an appeal for caught behind. Out, says the umpire. Good catch, really good catch. You will appreciate that, Junior.
Lovely.
Standing up.
I love to see when we can keep us up to the stumps and stand up to the medium pacers and taking catches. I love to see that because in my time, I love doing that. I to practice that day in, day out. Put extra pressure on the batsman. And these are something you're not seeing these days with the keeper, but I can see that Dennis Smith, he's doing his thing behind the stump, and he's one of the keepers in the region that really stands out.
I thought that was an excellent catch.
Very excellent catch.
All it takes, Junior, is just a little deflection.
It's like a deflection, yes. I think he's doing a fantastic job behind the stump, as always.
So Saffron Strikers 57 for 4. Let's be honest, Junior. I know, let's be honest. We've got to be very honest about this. You've got just a couple of runs to go. McDermott is batting. Couldn't remember the other batsman. But just a 1 run to go.
1 run to go.
Did you honestly feel
I think
that
it-
the West Indies could pull it off still?
Well, it was, to be honest with you, I was all behind the stumps there, the slips field, and no one wanted the ball to come to them at the moment.
To be said, moving in now to bowl to John. Nicobi John, new batsman, opens the face of the bat, glides it down to backward point and gets a single. So he's off the mark. He's gone to 1. Is 58 for 4. But some pundits were saying, "Oh, it didn't look as though he played the ball. It came on the back of the bat."
Came up the back, yeah. He did play the ball. But if you look at a few balls before, when it was just Desmond Haynes at the bat pad area, and Desmond Haynes made a spectacular stop. If that ball had passed Desmond
That's
Haynes,
correct.
we'd have lost that test match.
What a thing that was. Here once more is in now. Is to be set in and both to John. Good wide, in fact, signal. But again, the cat-like motion of Dennis Smith behind the stumps. 1 more to extras. But he certainly looks sharp behind the stumps today.
He's a sharp keeper.
Yes.
To me, as I said before, he's one of the keepers that stands in the region right now. And I hope that one day he can have a good season and get his chance. And
Yes.
I think he deserves it. He's been around for too long.
And John there looks on. A lot would depend upon these two, John and Nicobi John, for the Saffron strikers. Here he is once more. Moving in is to be set and bowls to John. John gets one outside the off stump. He's off the back foot
Shot.
and hits that through the cover area. That's a fine shot and goes all the way for 4. No, it goes for 6. In fact, goes over the boundary line. So he got under it and lifted it and went over the boundary line. It was flat, but it was powerfully struck. Let's look at this. Went deep into the crease. It was wide. Ooh, and he hit that well. He really went after it, and it went all the way. Yes, it did go over the boundary line. So that's 6 runs to Ryan John, and the total has now moved on to 65 for 4, and John himself has gone to 6.
I think these two need to get going. At least not much overs left. It's just about 4 more overs. I think these two, if these two stick around for a bit, at least they can take it to probably at least 110.
Oh,
Let's see what happens.
It'll be quite an asking though.
Asking it. They are 2 power hitters.
Rogers in, bowls. He's coming forward. Is John and pushes the ball down to wideish long off. Will get a single. 1 more to Nicobi John. He's got to 2, and the total has gone out to 66 for 4. Brings Ryan John, who hit a big shot the previous over. He's on 6. Total 66 for 4. I'm going to come back to another memorable moment in your Test cricketing career. Here's a delivery that he's coming for, driving well. That's a fine shot, 4 runs. Magnificent shot. And mind you, there's a long off fielder that went just maybe about 10 or 15 yards to his left and couldn't pull that off. That went very fast across the turf.
Right.
4 runs to John. He's gone to 10.
I think Pascal could have done a bit better there.
I agree.
Yeah, I think he
Gave
just
up early.
gave up too early on that shot. Put in an effort.
Yes.
Fight for your team.
Yeah, I didn't. It's not that not taking away anything from the shot.
From the shot, it was a lovely shot.
Here he is once more. It's Rogers in now and bowls. And John is looking to hit that. He's down on one nose. He's bowled, is he?
And he's bowled.
Yes, he's bowled. Oh, he was down on one knee and he was looking to heave that over long on. He was really out of shape. Lost his shape and lost everything. Lost his off stump. Lost the bails. And so Saffron strikers, they've just lost the wicket of John, bowled by Rogers for 10. And Saffron strikers, they've plunged into further trouble. They're 70 for 5.
I think it was a very poor shot by Ryan John.
Yes.
I think he could have been just hit a few down the ground still. Yeah, have a look, and then last couple overs, then you at least have a go. I think as a captain, as a senior player in the team, I think he should be doing a lot better than that.
So Kem Charles comes out to replace him, 70 for 5. 1995, Wellington, New Zealand. 101 not out.
101 not out again.
It was a blistering innings, I
A
think.
blistering innings, 88 balls.
88 balls.
I always tell Courtney Walsh, thank you very much.
Why did you say thank you?
Because he gave me a chance to get 100, and then we declared. Yes.
Over 600 runs.
Over 600 runs.
Oh,
Jimmy Adams scored 100, Brian Lava scored 100, and on.
It really was fantastic.
It was a moment again in my career that we always stand out and we'll never forget.
But he really batted with a lot of freedom that particular day, and could have come back to that. Here's Rogers in bowls, and he's bowled him.
Wow.
Oh yes, he's bowled him. Played round about it, played over it, and beaten comprehensively all over, bowled. So Kem Charles really didn't have to give the scorers
Right.
any heartache at all. He walks back. He seemed to be really just didn't have a clue as to what went on.
No,
He's
yeah.
gone comprehensively bowled, neck and crop without scoring. It's now 70 for 6.
What a sad time. You know?
Yes.
Sad time for Saffron strikers. But I hope that they can. Young Jelani is going to bat in now. Young Jelani. So I hope that he can at least get on to 90 or even try and get on to 100. You know?
Yeah.
We still got some balls, still got some overs. You know, put up a bit of fight.
Yeah, we're in over number 8. So that 100, you started to attack the bowling
Yes.
rather early.
Rather early, and then probably when Courtney saw me getting there, you know, close to 100, he decided, he said, Junior, I just call me on the West Indies team ice, try and get to the 3 figures, and then we'll take it from there, you know, and I took my chances.
Here is Rogers in bowls. He's onto the back foot and maybe turns it out on the onside. There is an appeal. Was there an appeal for leg before? And umpire Butler just walked away as if to say, no. I thought
Because
they
he got an
wouldn't
edge
do
on that. I think he got an edge on that one.
Might well have been, but he was playing on the back
On
foot.
the back foot. I think if he had missed that one, he would have been hitting plumb in front.
Yes, Jelani George yet to score 70 for 6. This is supposed to be the final delivery of over number 8. Comes in now from the far end and bowls, and George to this delivery is coming forward. Ooh, he looked just pinned there, and there is an appeal. Is there appeal for a run out? Maybe he was just walking about in the crease. So that completes what turned out to be a rather dramatic over. And at the end of it, well, Rogers would be very pleased. His 2 overs have yielded only 15 runs, and he's picked up 2 wickets. Dubisset has also picked up 2 for 21 of 2, and Saffron strikers they're 70 for 6. But it was a high-scoring 600 runs.
600 runs, a very, very flat wicket, Wellington. I think we came back and bowled pretty well on the wicket also. Because
Yes.
the likes of Kenny Benjamin, yeah, I think I can't forget that he bowled pretty quickly on that pitch. Courtney Walsh, the captain, bowled very quickly on that pitch too. You know, I think we ended up winning the game.
Yes.
I think we ended up winning that test match.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did. Yes.
Yeah, and well, just coming back regionally, of course, not too many wicketkeeper batsmen got centuries in regional cricket, as it's going to be Neelan Pascal coming back for his second over. You got 218 at T10.
At T10,
and you actually blessed the ground because it was the first class.
First class ground long like that's an innings.
Adrian Griffith got 100. Was it? No.
No, Guyana. We played Guyana.
Guyana.
Yeah.
There was somebody who got 100 in that match too. I'm going to come back to that delivery that is pushed down to long on and gets a comfortable single. So 1 more to the total. John has gone to 3 and the total has gone to 71. Just have to check back to see who was that person that scored. I think scored 100 in that match.
But it was a lovely pitch.
Yeah, it really was.
Lovely batting
Typical
pitch.
T10.
Typical T10, the whole T10, you know.
Must have been a pleasing time for you getting that double century.
I batted for 2 days.
Pascal is in bowls. There's an appeal for caught behind gone. Good catch. Really good catch by Smith. That took the outside edge and it was traveling and dipping too. And he took the catch inches from the ground. That was a fine catch.
Shaping up to be my man of the match.
Let's look at it. Let's
Wow.
look at fine catch. Really
Lovely
good catch. Good catch. Kept his eyes on the ball all the way. And so he is gone. So Jelani George is there. Caught Dennis. The bowling of Neelan Pascal. It's gone without scoring. It's now 71 for 7.
Good catch by Dennis Smith. I think he's having a fantastic game. He's looking pretty well behind the stumps, you know, and he's doing a fantastic job for his team.
Let me just ask you, Junior. Of course, you played all around the world. What would you say is your favorite ground?
Wow, favorite ground. I think for me, I think Melbourne, Australia.
Melbourne.
I think that's a fantastic ground. When I walk over there and I look at the pavilion, over 100,000 people, more than what Grenada holds. You know, it's a lovely ground. You know, there's the whole vibes there. You know, and I think it's one of my favorite grounds.
Vaughan Lewis is the new batsman. He's taking a leg stump guard, and yes, he's just taking a leg stump guard, and he's going to be facing up to Pascal, who's 2 for 8 so far, and he is he's just about putting on his gloves. and Pascal is rearing and ready to go. He's into his second over, moves in to bowl to Levon Lewis. He's there and bowls, and Lewis is a little late on that shot. Might have been a slow one too. Ball dropping before he got to Smith. Total remains on 71 for 7.
Is this Pastor Lewis batting there? Pastor, is it,
Levon Lewis?
yes, live on.
Is he the pastor rate?
No, I don't think no, that's not him.
Oh.
No, I thought it was him. I thought it was my good friend.
Oh. What's Levon Lewis batting? Here's the delivery. He's wrapped up in the pad. There is a appeal for like before. Not out.
He's out.
He's out. Well, the umpires really took quite some time to.
I think that's my good friend. I think that look like Pastor Lewis.
So it might
Does
well
that
be.
look like Levon?
Is that him?
Yes, I think
Right.
that's
Yes,
it.
it is Levon Lewis running off. But he's moving off the field as though he was very happy to be dismissed. It's not too very often.
It looked that way.
It's not very often you see somebody running off the pitch after being dismissed. Well, so he's gone without scoring. Leg before to Pascal, beaten by pace there. 71 for 8, and the Saffron strikers, they're really in serious trouble.
Yeah, a bit of deep water. I hope that they can swim out of these waters. But I think they're in a bit of trouble now. We've seen the likes of Josh Thomas, fast bowler, coming in there. I hope he can at least put at least 20 ones on the board to make it look a bit respectable.
That's correct. Your favorite wicketkeeper?
Well, before me, at least was Jeffrey Dujon, who was my idol. You know, in my playing days, I think Ian Healy is one of the keepers. I think that really I used to admire. I used to try to model after him. You know, I think he was a great keeper for Australia and did a fantastic job.
Here is Pascal moving in now to bowl to Thomas. Thomas has a big swish as that one outside the off stump doesn't make contact, and Smith, who got a very difficult bounce, held it well. But when you got into your international career, any particular former keeper or present keeper then helped you with any little tips here and there?
Well, I said before, Jeffrey Dujon, you know, in my playing first class game for Winland Lions, he always come up to me, you know, advised me here and there, gave me a pair of gloves, you know, and even up to this day, whenever I see him, I still give him his all his respect. I think he's one of the best keepers I've seen.
And it's going to be Pascal once more. This is his final delivery coming up, and he's going to move into bowl to Josh Thomas, who is yet to score. And so little banter here and there or there, but the spirit out in the middle has been a very
yes, very good. Yes.
So here is Pascal moves in now to bowl to Josh Thomas, who's yet to score. 71 for 8, Saffron strikers. I think they'll be disappointed.
Very disappointed. I think
this.
they had a good start. I think that they fell back a bit.
The backward square is pushed right back on the boundary. Pascal is in and bowls to Thomas. Thomas is getting a Yorker-like delivery that he was trying to heave ho down to long on. Does not make contact. The end of the over, 71 for 8, and that's the latest score here at the National Cricket Stadium. The Saffron strikers, of course, having first strike. Who hit the glove hardest?
Well, a young Ian Bishop.
Really?
Yeah, I think a young Ian Bishop. Patrick Patterson.
Hit the glove.
Yeah, hit
hard.
the glove pretty hard. You know, Liam was doing his thing. You know, I think they all hit the glove hard.
Yes.
Well, I think a young Ian Bishop and a Patrick Patterson, I think they were some guys that really had my hand swollen after a game.
They were sharp.
They were very sharp, you know, very sharp.
And you
know.
didn't have too many spin.
Not too many spin. I just called
Hooper.
Hooper. Yeah, just called Hooper. You know, doing his thing, you know. So I think for me it was a fantastic career. I think I did my thing.
Yes.
You know, I love the game. I train hard, and even though I'm still training hard,
Realize.
still keeping myself in
Fit
order.
as a fiddle.
But trying to be, you know. So I think I said before, the game I love, and I'm very passionate about the game. You know,
Yeah.
very passionate.
Here's the final over coming up. Sherman Lewis is going to be bowling it, and he's going to be bowling to Nicobi John. All right, let's just go off from cricket a little bit. Favorite food?
Favorite food? Wow, favorite food. Fish broth.
Fish broth. Not surprised at all. What about music?
Music. I'm more into conscious reggae music. You know,
You like
nice
reggae?
I like reggae music, conscious reggae music, conscious, not just reggae, conscious reggae music. You know, slow music. You know, it's good also.
Any particular artist that you like listening to?
Well,
Conscious one?
right now I like TJ.
Gee, you'll have to tell me a little bit about that because
I know you might know much.
Is he from Jamaica?
He's a Jamaican.
Oh,
I
okay,
think
right.
I love his music. I think he's coming to Grenada on the 1st of May.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. I love his music. It's very conscious.
Here he is, moving in, is Lewis to bowl to John, who comes forward and pushes the ball down to long off. They're gone for one. They're thinking about coming for the second. The return comes in, and quite luckily, he went back. That's that's John. Thomas would be taking strike to get one. So it's 72. 72 for 8. What about movies? Are you a movie person?
I'm not really into movies, person, but I think I love, what's his name again, boy? I can't remember his name, boy.
Action?
But
Oh, no.
action movie. You know, I love a bit of the Jet Li movies, all that kind of
Yes?
thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Jet Li.
Jet Li.
From the far end
Yeah,
once more is Lewis coming in now and bowls to Thomas outside the off stump, who has a big swing at it, doesn't make contact, and the ball goes through to the keeper. Your favorite batsman?
Well, great Brian Lara.
Brian Lara.
Brian Lara, Sachin Tendulkar. That's in my playing time.
Yes.
I think these are the two greatest things I've ever seen. Pick up a cricket bat.
Being behind the stumps for the
Yes.
West Indies, which batsman annoyed you?
Well, at least, you know, we had Dravid, David Boone.
Gonna come back to that. Lewis is in now and bowls to Thomas. Thomas is hitting that down to the extra cover area, and they will come back for the second. They do so quite comfortably. Is that going to go all the way? Yes, in fact, goes over the boundary line, and they get 4.
David
Yes,
Boone.
David Boone. What's stubborn? What's
even
he?
Steve Waugh. These are some of the stubborn guys. You know, they just keep fighting. Yeah, I don't want to go. David Boone was a serious batter.
Yeah.
You know, Steve Waugh. We just want to kill Steve Waugh all the time. You know.
But did you ever try sledging any? You were not much of a
Well,
great
I
dog.
wasn't sledging anybody. No.
Here is Lewis comes in now and bowls to Thomas, who has a big swish as that one doesn't make contact, and the keeper going across very smartly behind the stumps, collects, and there is no run. So what you did behind it? I know the Australians sledge.
Yeah,
about
I just see my thing, you know, keep supporting my bowlers, you know, and calling, but you know, names. I guess to do my thing, you know. I don't think we need to sledge before to win, because we have too much a great bowling attack.
right.
You know, I think the bowler just did their thing. You know, we just had fun doing it.
Turns once more is there he is. Lewis from the top of his mark comes in and bowls to Thomas. Thomas is out the back foot and hits that down to, oh, that's a brilliant catch. That's an absolutely brilliant catch. Down at the sweeper position. I think Thomas is asking as to whether indeed he has taken the catch. I think he's satisfied. Now, who really took that? That was a blinder. Look at how he hurled him almost parallel to the ground.
That's Rogers?
Might well be, but that was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. Gosh. Well,
that's a big catch.
You know
Brilliant
what?
catch.
If you're dismissed to something like that, a catch like that, you could say, well, you know,
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
So Josh Thomas goes, cut down there at the deep cover boundary. So he's gone for 4, and the Saffron, they've really plunged themselves into deeper trouble.
Deeper trouble here now.
They're 76 for 9.
1 ball left.
Yes. So the fielder down there, well, was it?
Is that a young
Devani.
Young Devani?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a young
Devani
Devani. Yeah,
Smith.
yes.
So 76 for 9. We're just one.
1 ball left.
ball
Yes,
to go.
1 ball left to
Right.
go.
Let's see what's going to happen here, because
See if we can get a boundary here now. Make it
yeah.
bring it up to 80.
Doris Martin has now come in, and here is Lewis, who has picked up 2 for 16. Moves in now to bowl to Martin, who to this delivery is looking for room outside the leg stump. They're going to go for the single. Let's see the relay, and they miss. They're going to come back. The bowler missed. That's Lewis, and they'll come back for the second run. And are they going to go for a third? Yes, they're going to go for a third. It's going to be a comedy of errors. Will they get there? They got 3. Well. They actually got 3, which really should have been 1. And who knows whether those two extra runs
yes.
might turn out
Can make a big difference.
Who knows? Well, turned out to be a comedy of errors. The climax innings, the Saffron innings. And at the end We'll just look to see, of course, what the final score. I think it's 79.
79.
79 for 9. 79 for 9, the Saffron Strikers. And I don't think, Junior, they'll be entirely happy with that
No,
79.
I don't think they'll be happy with that 79. I think they had a good enough start to get at least 100 runs,
Yes.
runs on the board and make it a bit more competitive. But at least once on the board is once on the board. So I think they have a very decent bowling attack. You know, they have like Ryan John, they have Martin and a few other guys who can come in and make this game very, very, very competitive. So let's wait and see what happens.
Yeah, it's
And I
going
hope that
to
we can have a good game out of this one.
be very interesting. And so, Junior, we just want to thank you so much
Yes.
for sharing with us some of your glory days and much of your early development in the game of cricket. Before you leave us, we still think that quite a lot could be done for cricket, not
Yeah, I
just in
think so.
Grenada but also the Windward Islands. Any last parting words you'd want to say in regards to the development of many of the youngsters?
Well, as you know, I'm in the process of
Yes.
I'm in the process of doing my cricket academy at the moment. You know, so I'm involved with the youngsters. I'm involved with kids as young.
Yeah, just finished up.
Kids as young as 4 years old. So I'm still involved in the cricket.
All right.
And I'm giving it 110%.
All right, so Junior, just hang on there. I think we've got Kerry. No, he's not quite ready yet. We're just looking at some of your exploits.
Exploits behind the
back then
stumps.
Behind the stumps.
You know, and before I go, I just want to say to all those who contributed to my career. You know, I said thanks before many times, but I say thanks again. You know, the late Kenny Hobson, the Walter St. John, you know, the Ashton folks, all the people, family, friends, everybody. You know, so at least I'm still involved, and I'm still giving my all in cricket and trying to see if I can produce so many more Junior Murray.
All right, Kerry, you ready for us down there? So let's go right over to Kerry Frank.
All right, so we're here with two players. We first going to have a chat with Dylan Douglas. Dylan, you guys finished on 78 for 9 in 10 overs. I'm certain that's not a target you'd have had in mind earlier on.
No, definitely not. Anything above 90 going to be a good target.
What you think went wrong today for you guys in the batting?
We ain't apply ourselves properly and adapt to the conditions properly, fast enough, quick enough.
We know you guys have a good bowling attack. Confident that you can be able to restrict Belief Blasters under that target?
Yeah, definitely. The wicket is definitely hard to bat, and also once you bowl back in the wicket, I think you should be good.
All right, well, all the best to you, Dylan, on Saffron Strikers.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, we're going to have with one of the bowlers, the architects of restricting the Saffron Strikers to 79. Rogers, first of all, congratulations on your performance. 2 wickets for you. How was it bowling out there?
Yeah, well, it wasn't that bad. I think coming to the end, I said, bowl to my strength and come at victory and come good.
I must be happy that you guys are able to restrict a powerful batting lineup such as the Saffron Strikers to 79.
Yeah, well done to the bowlers again, to the fielders, everyone. I think real batsman will go there and execute.
We have seen some outstanding catches. Dennis Smith, Devoni Smith, quite good in the field there. How as a bowler, how do you feel when you see outstanding catches like that are being plucked out?
Yeah, actually, even though you open my eyes, I think it was some beautiful catch here, and well done to them fielders.
Confident that you guys are able to chase down 80 for victory?
Yeah, I think we have a good batting lineup, and we're going to execute and bring the victory home.
All right, well, all the best to you, Rogers, and the Belief outfit.
Yeah, thanks much.
All right, so that was the thoughts of the players at the mid-inning stage. Back up to you in the commentary booth.
Yes, and Junior, before you go off, Devon Smith, of course, the leading run getter all time in West Indies cricket. A lot of Grenadians are not aware of that. What could you say about Devon Smith and his longevity?
Well, I've seen Devon Smith from the beginning up to this day. I think he's up to this day. I think he's one of the top opening batsmen in the region. You know, he had a few chances with the test matches. He didn't really go as way he wanted, but I think Devon is one of the best batsmen around now. Not because he's my friend, but I think if you look at Devon bat in the 4-day cricket, I think he's still up there, and he's still hungry for runs. He's still passionate about the game. You know, I can see him on the plane, and he still want to win. He still want to do well. I know he's very proud of what he's doing. He want to do it to the best of his ability and everything. So, and he's still out there giving 110%. So I think Devon is one of the guys that something has to be done when he's finished playing. You know, I don't want him to be treated the way I'm being treated.
Yeah.
So I hope that, you know, that something could be done for, at least for Devon Smith, because he made a contribution where no one has done before. In the region, he's most run score and everything. So I think something has to be done for him.
Yes. Well, let's hope that all the authorities and those who are in place to do that could be well on hand to honor some of our great sporting personalities who impacted our country and impacted the region in a positive way, of course, like Junior Murray. Thanks for joining us here. It was an absolute pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me, Pastor. Yes. It's really a pleasure, you know.
Okay, and continue your good coaching skill.
I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
So the Saffron Strikers, 79 for 9. And of course, the Bayleaf Blasters, they are going to be getting their time to chase that down. We're going to be on hand to give you the Bayleaf Blasters innings.
Live from the stadium that delivered that memorable and emphatic win to the West Indies, Grenada, comes the Dream 11 Spy-Style T10 2.0 cricket competition. 30 matches, 14 days of exciting T10 cricket action. 6 teams, only one will be champions. See the likes of the Spiceman, Andre Fletcher, Devon Smith, international players Kesrick Williams, Alec Atenes, and more. Support your team. Love the game. Dream 11 Spy-Style T10 2.0 cricket competition. April 5th to the 18th. Grenada National Stadium. Pure Spice of the Caribbean.
The biggest and safest summer festival in the region, August 8th and 9th. Let's go to Grenada for Spice Mass. Call your booking agents and get your tickets today.
Energy. The world runs on it every day.
Good morning. Welcome to Seoul.
Hi.
Hi.
And when we put the best of the Caribbean together with the energy we harness, everything runs so much smoother. Because at the end of the day, it's all about connecting people.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Seoul, wherever your journey begins.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Have you ever seen a job? cooking oil down and Tanya log in the same pot? Neither have we until now. But we guarantee there is a whole lot more amazing things to see on your next trip to Grenada. And if you encourage someone to book an adventure to our island paradise, then you can be one of the winners of special prizes compliments the 473 Connect program by the Grenada Tourism Authority. Sign up at experts.puregrenada.com/473connect.
And welcome back to the National Stadium. Saffron Strikers 79 in the 10 overs, and we believe Blasters. They're going to attempt to get 80 for victory. We expect this one to be very exciting. Saffron Strikers really didn't get off to the sort of start that they expected. There was not much partnership. And Bailey Blasters, I think, would have come out really fighting and has done very well to restrict them to 79 for 9 in 10 overs. So we are about to see the reply. Bailey Blasters, who also would have lost one of the games. Now, all the teams in the tournament are so far lost. There's no undefeated team up to this point. But each team will be looking to go forward, picking up as much victories as possible. As we see, the fielders are now getting into position. And picking up the attack. It seems as though it will come from the northern end. Opening batsman, Devon Smith. It's bright sunshine down here at the National Stadium. Condition really is ideal for cricket. And the field is one slipping Ryan John. There's a third man, short third man, backward point cover. There is a mid-off. And also there's a long off. So certainly the attack would be on the off stump. Kem Charles again started a wide, as he has done maybe in all previous matches he have played, pushing it wide outside the off stump. And the batsman there in centre layer looking to drive, made no contact. So they take a run in the process. So it's 2 without loss. Kavem Hodge now comes into strike. And smallest total, 79, 80 for victory. The Kavem Hodge. And he's hitting this one over long on, and it's going to clear the boundary really easily. It's given some air there by Kem Charles, and he lifted it. Really lifted it well over long on for 6.
Well, it's not a big total at all. should be thinking that, look, it should be a canter over this canter over the victory line.
Well, second delivery, Kim Charles again is wide. They hit down to mid off. They attempted a run, but just actually decided to stay the grounds.
Hodge is a touch player. You know, he doesn't have to lose his shape in trying to score. If he plays good cricket shot, it's going to be more productive for him.
Yeah, again, will be signal wide. Kim Charles continue to bowl wide. One of his strategies is seemingly to pitch the ball wide of the off stump. Have the batsman reach for it. And umpire had the signal another wide. And this one is hit. A beautiful catch taken at backward point. What a catch. As again, it was a wide delivery. And Hodge, again, looking to hit over that backward point gully position. And the fielder really dive in, take it with both hands. Certainly a great catch there.
Yes, but no, that was superb. It was almost Jaunty Rhodes like. But again, that ball was wide outside the off stump. I wouldn't be surprised if he had left it alone, that it would be called a wide. And again, as I say, you know, Hodge is not the player that would go out, you know, slogging or anything like that. All he needs to do is to play good cricket shots, and he's going to score. So I don't really love to see players who are known to be good players, like my favorite Windward Island player in Kaveem Hodge, Arsenaise, who plays good cricket shots and still managed to score quickly. And I think that people must take a cue or two from his batting and not necessarily wanting to go heavy-handed for everything.
Well, it's something we have been discussing quite a while in terms of the batting of some of the players. When, again, the planning and the thinking, really, we got 8 runs in the first over. This just 3 deliveries being bowled. And again, it was wide. You could see him off balance as he looked to play it. But again, looking to clear that backward point. And maybe, you know, with 8 already in the road, there's no need to be really chasing after it. It would have been called a wide. What?
Well, just a pity. That's how it goes. Devon Smith comes in.
9 for 1. Please just want a short fine leg, and there's no chance of a run. We have seen this is second game. The first team would have batted this morning, got up to 78. Strikers got up to 79. Stroke down to long on by Smith. And arms a single as the fielder comes off the boundary. Just making a point that we have had some low scores in both of the matches played this morning. 78 and now we have 79. I think is no issue with the pitch. Sure.
Yeah, relatively poor scoring. I really think that in the sorry.
Centilla stroke this one to cover. Enough time as pick up another single.
Yeah, I thought that better batting and more discreet batting could have had a better score to chase down.
Yeah, despite we had some great catches throughout the day. I think we really had some great catches, but again the mode of dismissal, you know, and sort of judgment. We had some careless run out also. So really, it's all down to the batting, the judgment of the players and the selection that they made. One here in 78 and 79 will quickly think that it was a difficult pitch, but really a splendid pitch. Good for batting. If you bend your back, you get something out of it.
Yeah, so 69 from 54 should not be hard going with, you know, well, 1 wicket already gone. But to me, it's a matter of playing good, sensible cricket, using angles, take the odd boundaries, and I think it should be a pretty easy canter if you play sensibly.
Yes, I certainly agree with you. It's 11 for 1 at the end of the first over. As Martin going to pick up the attack from this northern end, Darius Martin, and he'll be bowling to the cozy centre. Right arm over the wicket, down the leg side, badly line. Signal wide. Umpire Roger Davis. We do seem to have a bit of gathering on in the junior Maurice stand, as some of the folks really take the opportunity to come out to look at these games. And we are expecting, even as we go deeper into the tournament next weekend, certainly we expect to have yes, sort of a bigger crowd, a bigger group of people looking at the game. Another short ball, he's looking to hook it. This goes where backward point or gully, a short fine leg square would have been just to the right of the umpire. We pick up 1 run. Again, being hustled by the pace there. As Saint-Hilaire looking to hook. The left-handed prolific Devon Smith comes in to strike. Really would have done really well West Indies first-class cricket. I think he probably would have the most runs in the 4-day tournament.
Yes, in the history of West Indies cricket, which goes a long way back, and that's a tremendous achievement, and he's still going.
As the sun comes out brightly, Martin to Smith. And this one, just looking to stay down to third man, probably get finer than the expected, go actually back to the keeper. But again, looking to pick the gap, and staying in an orthodox position, which is so important.
I think that's one of the reasons why, he would have lasted longer than, let's say, Chris Gayle in terms of first-class cricket, from the context that he was much more orthodox than that of Chris Gayle, more orthodox player.
Yeah,
he was never a slugger.
Yeah, technically sound, he plays all around the wicket, and you look at his technique. Better able to handle, various types of bowling.
Yeah, you can't expect him, to maybe hook and pull as he did yesteryear, because obviously as you grow a little older, your reflexes diminish a bit, and your speed and agility, they tend to, they tend to go downward, so to speak. But if you keep some things as orthodox as possible, you still should be able to perform.
Yeah, one of the things is so important that you have your technique right. You have the right technique as you. And Smith is driving well, straight back past the bowler for 4, pitched up, and given the right treatment, and just hit it back there, just to the left of the mid-off, was wide, and picked up this first boundary, 17 for 1. And Smith moves to 5.
Yeah, the good thing about that shot, look at the elbow, nicely cocked, and he is driving through the line, well struck, was right in the slot for the drive, and he placed it very well. It was a bit airborne, but not catchable.
Yes, he was able to pick the gap and hit it straight. Good delivery, good lifting delivery. And one got the impression that he touched it, but he really pitched on line and left him. And Smith was just really fortunate not to touch this one.
That was a top-class delivery, really top-class delivery. It touched down just about middle and leg, and then moved further away across the right-hander, and the left-hander, beg your pardon, and he was pushing and prodding, and it had good carry behind the stumps.
Good delivery by Martin in his first over, none for 6. Short, you look at the pull goes in there, the keeper is going back, but he wouldn't get to it, and they pick up a single there, but again he was rushed there with the pace, and Smith looking to pull, came off top edge and just loved over the keeper head, and yet again he was fortunate to get off of this one.
Yes, the ball rushed on to him. He was late on the shot. The ball took the outer portion of the bat and spiraled. For a moment it looked as though the fielder at third man, who was a bit wide, and the keeper running back. I don't think the keeper running back had any chance, and then third man realized that it was going to drop before he got there, and quite fortunate for Devon Smith, but he was able to pick up a single.
18 for 1 after 2 overs, and so interesting to see the bunks and the pace. You can still get on on this wicket. This is the, I think, the third game that has been playing on this particular strip, but the bowlers continue to extract quite a bit of pace and bounce.
Yes, and if you notice the far end, that seemed to be giving a little bit more carry than where the end that the keeper is now standing.
So the left-handed Smith as he prepares to face Michael Joseph. Right arm, off spin. Smith drive well through the covers, and this one go to dunk to the boundary for 4. The captain John, they're just making a valiant effort, but he just went away to his right, and Smith picking up another boundary. That's 22 for 1. Good shot played by Smith. He's a good driver. And ball pitched up, really stroked it well, and through that gap on the offside. Pushes forward back along the surface. 22 for 1. 58 runs needed. 46 delivery. This one is pushed to mid wicket. He's probably going to look for 2 there. Yes, I think got the impression he could have picked up 2, but I think as he moved off, I think he made up his mind that he would just take a single.
Yeah, I think they wanted to be a little bit on the show side. Now, don't forget Devon Smith is no longer 35 or 31.
Yeah.
So they're going to be a little bit cautious as to how energetic he's out there. And you don't want to stretch him too very much.
Yeah. And there probably was no need to even rush it at 23 for a run rate 9.20. So Centilla comes into strike, again outside the off stump, signal wide by the umpire. He's looking to cut the offside field, all in the circle, mid off, extra cover, backward point short, third man. Again outside the off stump, and he's looking to pick that gap. Centilla, again no contact. Pitched up, and let's see what this one touch. He's going to run close to the boundary as it passes the keeper. The stop just inside, and they come back for the second. We'll wait by signal. Center not getting bat onto this one again as he looked to drive. The score moves to 26 for 1. Smith on 11. Centilla on 2. Again push on the offside, and no chance of run. That completes the third over. It's 26 for 1, requiring another 54 from 42 deliveries. Bailey Blasters looking to get up to 80 for victory.
Right, and it's really the equation 54 or 42. If you're in 10-10 cricket, that's gettable. That should be what, about there are about 8 runs or so per over, somewhere around that. My math has never been very good, but it should not be a difficult assignment.
Well, it's just on that 8, just 7.7. So really on a pitch that is playing well, should be easy going. The captain Ryan John is going to pick up the attack from this northern end. He's going to bowl to Devon Smith.
Yeah, Devon Smith, 11 off 10. And both he and St. Hilaire, they're veterans within their own rights. So they will carry the experience in this period of the game and make sure they secure or get it as close as possible to the winning total.
So John, and he goes... going to go around the wicket to Smith. Again, the offside field. We still in the power play, so everyone in the circle on the offside. And this one is driven. Cover is dropped at the extra cover there. Really a bad miss there. Seemed to be Kem Charles. Ball pitched up. And Smith driving just to the right. He got both hands to it and was not able to hold on. As we looked at the replay.
Yeah, but he really dove. It was going to be a spectacular catch, though.
Yes, he had to reach for it. He really had to reach for it. Valiant effort, but just was not able to hold on.
So important to take these chances, Raphael. They say that catches to win matches.
Yeah, particularly trying to defend a small score. John over the wicket. Again, Central looking to play it on the onside, and they seem to come off the pad there. He really seemed to be really to be hurt. Maybe in that area, which is really painful.
He was hit hard, and I giggle a little bit, not from the context. I giggle a little bit, not from the context of that he was hit hard in south of the border, but the fact that Devon Smith didn't seem to care very much that his fellow warrior was in such pain. He ran down the track, hey, we need a single hair. And so St. Hilaire had to respond. Now he's down. For the count, maybe?
Yeah, the physio is just doing some work on him. But I think Devon Smith really wanted to take most of the strike. You could see he was anxious to get up there for the strike. You know, even though he was dropped the first ball he faced from John. But being the experienced player he is, and I would think that he would think his role here is a battery, really to guide the team to that total of 80. It's not a big total, but the longer he stays in, will make it more difficult for the opposing team. So I think that he's moving so quickly, indication that he wanted to take most of the strike.
Yes. And he looked confident, they say, Devon Smith, and he seemed to be really desirable of winning this one. You get the impression that he's out there set for battle. You get the impression that he really wants this badly. He's just 12 of 11, but he's been giving it a good shot.
So as we prepare to resume, John just moving off and just having to stop. Goes back to his mark. Smith. As he's once again wrong the wicket to ball to Smith. This is wide of the off stump. Will be signal wide. And that ball even wide, keeping low and just seeming to be still moving a little further away.
He has to be careful because if that were just a little bit wider, it might well have been off the pitch. That was how wide it was.
And John played at the highest level too, has some experience, and he's bowling to Smith, and this is caught beautifully down to backward point for 4. Lovely shot, short delivery, and Smith was on top of it. And interestingly, no big movement, just getting into position, and really played it down to backward point, and it flew to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, he got right on top, the bounce of it. That was what was lovely. And he played deep into the crease, went onto the back foot, and cut it between the third man and the backward point. And both fielders looked as it went, bisecting both of them. It was a lovely shot.
Yeah, good confident shot. As John once again to Smith. And no ball called there, and the hit on the pad there. Take a leg by. Unfortunately, seemed to overstep, but it looks pretty good. No ball. Right up.
But it's going to be a free hit. Going to be a free hit. And St. Hilaire will get an opportunity to move from 2 maybe to 6, from 2 maybe to 8.
Yeah, just
he'd want a boundary from this, wouldn't he?
Yeah, well, I think he has some freedom to do whatever he wants with this particular delivery.
It's going to be wide of the crease.
It's play to cover, not getting much, but right up. Good delivery, and really didn't have much time to get under it. but picked up the single in the process. 36 for 1. Smith, we still in the power play in the 4th over. 44 runs needed. But that previous delivery, which was right up to Smith, you know, and it looked pretty good, with the exception that it had been a no ball. Taking on the pad, John to Smith. Again wide and cut away for a 4 more. Let's see the fielder coming around. Wouldn't have any chance, but Smith again on top of that. And cut it away down to backward point for 4.
Yeah, the previous cut shot yielded 4. It was a little bit more backward. This time it was hit.
Where?
It was hit earlier than the previous one, and that again yielded 4. But both of them were well hit, making sure that he got right to the pitch of it, and then executed nicely, opening the face of the bat and getting it down to backward point for 4.
Yes, in full control of those shots. Now we see the cover fielder going squarer, and as you said, the first one was backward, and the second one was moved forward. And this again is hit in the air. The fielder is coming around and take a great catch. Again, short delivery. Smith looking to again hit over the top, and the fielder they at mid-off having to move to his right and really take that catch with both hands.
So Devon Smith maybe trying to get 3-4s in this over. Never was in control, but that was a good catch. He picked up the flight very early, losing his glasses, his spectacles, sunshade in the process. But quite frankly, it was a really lovely catch. And having to move to his right and never took his eyes off the ball at all. Well done, Joseph.
Yeah, very good catch. And we would have seen here that the 2 previous shots, he was really in position and played it well. This one was short. And I think as he saw it short, he really was looking to go after it, not actually getting into the right position. And you could see him, you know, probably it was a slow ball by John.
And it was a little closer to his body too.
Yeah. So 40 for 2, and Devon Smith playing a good inning. He looks pretty good in the middle. So going for 20. So in come Dennis Smith. And we do have a match on our hands. We just 4 overs completed. So Ryan John picking up his first. We 1 for 12 in 1 over. And you see Josh Thomas pick it up from that southern end.
So, but we've got a match on hand. Yes, it's a small total, but 40 for 2, and we've passed the halfway stage.
Yeah, so those not just 4, not quite the halfway stage, but
sorry, just before the halfway stage. Sorry.
2 big wickets in Smith and Cavum Hodge. So Josh Thomas. Right arm over the wicket. This one is outside the off stump, and then Smith just looking to steer it down, mean no contact. Now we have the third man right back on the boundary. We have a backward point on the boundary, cover, a long off, and we do have 1 slip in Ryan John, the captain. Just 4 fielders on the leg side, short fine leg, mid wicket, long on, and deep backward square on the boundary. Thomas again lifting delivery, just played off the body, and the mid wicket have to come in. So let's see, he has 1 run.
We did have some discussion, Junior Murray and I, about Dennis Smith, and remember the earlier days, Raphael, while he was a schoolboy. And I did in fact think he scored a couple of hundreds as a schoolboy. I remember 100 that he scored. I think it was at Progress Park. And when I saw him then as a youngster, I just felt that he was gifted and had great potential.
Well, I guess he's speaking the Junior Murray.
No, talking about
Oh,
Dennis,
Dennis
Smith.
Smith.
Yes.
Well, he did well in the secondary school games. Yeah, he really, in the secondary school cricket tournament, you know, he looked the part.
Yes.
He really looked the part. Neat. And technically, he looked good with his batting. And does show that he have a very good glove work.
Very good glove work. Very good, very outstanding.
This is driven down to that backward point. Good shot, and it goes over the rope for 4. It's a lovely shot. Really good timing there by Saint-Hilaire, and the fielder coming around his left, just seemingly bunks off his hand and go over the rope for 4. But really a good shot, good timing.
Good shot, really good shot. It was off the back foot, and his timing was superb. And it came off the middle of the bat, steered it nicely long behind point for 4.
He moves to 7. It's 45 for 2. We are in 5th over, and Thomas his 1st over. Saint-Hilaire again plays this one down to third man. It goes just straight to the fielder, and the amble another single. There's 34 runs required from 32 deliveries.
That should be simple sailing, shouldn't it?
It should be. You said the right word. It should be. Dennis Smith. Yeah, Dennis Smith comes into strike. He's some adjustment there. He's bringing the backward point a little square on the boundary, and the third man going a bit finer. And this one is stroke nicely to cover. He's going for a single, and you have to hurry, and you just get back there. A ball is just pushed to cover, and Smith really was really off, and I have to rush back, and just made it.
Well, Dennis Smith is not very happy at all. I think he's chiding. He's really scolding Saint-Hilaire. Well, Dennis, you've got to be very careful, because you've got a veteran there. Careful how you scold him.
Yeah, but it was straight to the fielder, and the ball was actually traveling.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm not so sure that if he came up on time, he probably would have reached. And this one, he plays to mid-off, covered up. Good delivery by Thomas. And they're staying down a bit. And Smith push it down to mid-off. And there's no runs, and that completes the over. It's now 46 for 2. We have 5 overs completed.
Yes, halfway stage now, 34 required from 30 balls. The equation seemed pretty simple here. They've got to score just under 7 runs per over to bring this victory home. So it should not be the toughest thing in the world for Bay Leaf Blasters. Oh, we're getting a lovely shot here. Some of the mountainous area. That's the Darbo Hills we're seeing in the distance there. Quite a number of houses there. Back in the 50s and 60s, you didn't see those at all. It was just predominantly the hillside. But beginning from the 70s and on to the 80s, quite a number of houses have been built up there. There was one year I took time and tried to count how many houses there. I can't remember how much it was then, but the commentary was done from the far end, of course.
John, second over, full toss, hit down over mid-off and down to the boundary for 4. Good shot by Saint-Hilaire. A full delivery, and he gave it a full treatment.
Well, it got the treatment it deserved because it was a full toss, and that should be hit almost anywhere. And he chose to go down the ground, and though the mid-off fielder was inside the circle, no chance at all.
So it's the 50s up. Current run rate 9.68. And this one is pushed on the offside again, going for a single. And they're going to get some overthrows here, and it's probably going to go over the rope for 4 overthrows.
Yeah, that should not happen. It really should not happen. It means that your fielder there who is at mid-off should be there backing up. You know that it's going to be thrown either to the bowler's end or to the batsman end. Chose the bowler's end and beat everything. And instead of getting what would have been 1, it turned out to be 5.
Yeah, the fielder at backward square pretty slow, and the backward square on the boundary had to run, or more mid-wicket have to run around. Welcome boundary 56 for 2. Centre moves to 18. Ryan John already conceded 22 in his second over. But will feel pretty comfortable, Bailey Blasters, 56 for 2.
24-28. So it's under a runner ball.
And for this delivery, he bowled him right up, and again, Smith did looking to hit across the line as he came forward and missed it, and was crashing it off stump.
That was a beautiful delivery, really beautiful. If you want to see a perfect Yorker, now look at it right here, right up there. And he was looking to hit it across the line, and that was what brought his downfall. And if he had tried to play the ball, using the top hand, then he could have maybe just pushed it up to mid-off, but he played across the line and lost his off stump.
So still 55 for 3. Run rate scoring just about 10 runs for over, just 5.5 required. Again, and losing an important wicket, Bailey Blasters. So they have lost the 3 top players on the team. 3 players who have represented the Volcanoes, who have played in West Indies first class tournament.
But it's not many more to go, so I think it should be easy going. I'm not suggesting it should be a walk in the park, but it should not be the toughest match in the world to go over the victory line for Bailey Blasters.
Well, you keep repeating and saying the right thing, as it should be. And we have to say should. As for this delivery, Robinson plays it to square leg, and he picked up a single.
It was a slow ball. Yes, and I thought he read it very well, Robinson. Just came forward and turned it behind square. Got his first run. Every run is going to be vital.
Right. Robinson has been really a prolific scorer in the under-19 tournament from Dominica. As a player that does a lot of hard work, really committed. And one expected that he probably would have reached even much further at this time. Played down to third man. And Centley pick up one more. 57 for 3.
And you wonder why some of these players just seem to taper off rather than really pushing on and going higher. And you see such tremendous potential in their youthful years.
Yeah, there were two players from Dominica, Hodge, who captained the Windward's team just at that time. And he really was a brilliant player even from that level. And we see him come on now and then. Jelani Robinson was another one that he strikes the ball well, stroke maker. Good delivery by John, good link, and Robinson only had to push back along the wicket.
But sorry, Rafa, but I'm told that even Kareem Hodge did go to the same coaching school in England with the likes of Joe Root, I'm told, who has now excelled and is obviously one of the best batsmen in the world, contemporary cricket now. But, it is... And sometimes you've got to use those things as motivating factors. Look, we were at the same school, we had same opportunities. If they could reach there, then I can do that too. So you should see it as a motivator, not something to demote your desire.
Yeah, something that should encourage you to push on. Josh Thomas, and he's in the second over. First over, just going for 6. No ball being called as a hit down to long off. And the batsman amble a single.
But not many of these no balls, Raphael, have yielded anything of great value, so to speak. They've probably gotten a 1 or 2, as the case may be. And you've got to give the bowlers credit when they've bowled a no ball, they've come back very well.
Yeah, they have been making the real effort after the no ball to put it right. As we saw in the previous over with Ryan John, bring the ball right up and really does not give the batsman the opportunity to do too much. Well, let's see what Thomas will do. This one again, he's looking to swing and just comes off the edge and onto the pad. Again, this one just yielded a single.
Yes, Robinson was on the back foot and never looked as though he was interested in the single, but I think St. Hilaire did the right thing, called him through, because that's behind him, so to speak, so the call has to be the non-striker. And he called him through, a little bit belated in taking off, but in the end got the single rather comfortably. 20 from 23 required.
So it's 60 for 3. As St. Hilaire. And he's hitting this one. Where this one goes down to deep mid wicket, and he pick up an easy single. So he's playing a good hand. St. Hilaire. He's on 20 from 14 deliveries. 61 for 3. Run rate just over 9.6.
So they require 19 from 22. Less than a run a ball.
See Robinson. Again, he's looking to swing. He's out leg before. Again, good slow delivery, and really you could see him there. He was too early into the shot, hitting across it, and being out leg before, and yet another wicket.
Yeah, the thing is, Raphael, if you get a slow ball and you're not playing across the line, the chances of you maybe getting an inside edge or the chances of you playing it is much higher than if you're going across the line. So he was guilty, in fact, of trying to go across the line. It was a slow ball and he didn't stand a chance.
So 61 for 4, and Thomas picking up his first wicket. And we are in the 7th over. Still 20 runs required. So we do have a match on our hands.
I dare say we do.
We saw the Warriors really make a meal of chasing 79, losing 5 wickets. When we thought that everything was really going fine, Fletcher got out and, just a wicket begin to fall. You can never tell with this game of glorious uncertainties.
That cliche would never ever leave cricket at all. I really wondered whoever coined that cliche. It's been a lot of years it's been around, game of glorious uncertainty.
Devonny Smith, another stylish left-handed batsman, and he's going to face Thomas. This one he played down to mid-off and goes for a single. A loud appeal as the ball hits the stump. Not out, said the umpire. Look, pretty close from up here. But we are certainly far from the action.
Yeah, but that was close. Well, just looking at the language of the players. Now let's look at it here. We're going to comment on this first. It was a tight one. The fielder came in, picked it up, scooped it, and charged at the non-striker's end. And that was close. But the body language of the players after the decision of not out was given did not suggest that they were upset or anything like that.
St. Hilaire comes into strike again, plays it to mid wicket. There goes for 1 and settles for 1. 63 for 4.
Yeah, but if Saffron can just tighten the screw here and put a bit of pressure, you can never tell, the cats might be put among the pigeons. But 17 to go of 19, 6 wickets, I would think that Bayleaf, they're nosing ahead.
Yeah, they would need to pick up two wickets in very, very quick time, probably in this over, which is not possible with 1 delivery to go. 63 for 4. It's actually the end of the over, the 7th over. 17 from 18.
I think it's turning out to be a little bit tighter than we all thought it would be. So from here, it is practically a runner ball. Runner ball. So 3 of us remaining, and they need to score 17 of the final 3.
Yeah, but Thomas has ended. Also Ryan John. So that should ease the pressure a bit. But we still have Martin with 1, and he's gonna come back now. Darius Martin. He had 1 over for 7. And he's gonna bowl to Nikosi Sentler. And the field. Short third man, backward point, extra cover on the boundary mid-off. Short fine length, deep backward square. Right back on the boundary, mid-wicket, and a long one. That's Martin. Yes. Sentler is looking for the big drive, missing outside the off stump.
Never to the pitch of the ball, though. He didn't push that left pad down and across. And that's the fundamental. You've got to push the left pad down and across. Get as close as possible to the ball. Now, if you stand there and, just try to use only your arms, the chances that you won't connect. And if you do connect, you could also sky the ball to a fielder.
Yes. Martin. He probably would want to bowl out, not picking up a wicket, but make it bowl it very tight. Maybe 1 or 2 runs coming off the over. And this one comes off the edge, go to short third man. And Centileo pick up another single.
So it's 16 from 16. This is interesting, isn't it? They need the required run rate. Is that 8?
8.72.
Yeah, that's a current run rate.
Just of 6.
6. Yeah, that's correct. 16 of 16 balls.
But it's interesting that we see two low scores, and we see it seems as though that the teams are really uphill task to get to it. Whereas yesterday afternoon we saw 119, and light work was made.
What a match it was!
So here's Martin once again, and he's hitting this one down to backward point for 4. Yeah, it's a good shot. It will take off a lot of pressure. This was short, and Joseph Devani Smith just smashed it to backward point between the third man and the gully, and went down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, well, he gave him length and he gave him width. That's what you want, and that's what a left-hander, any left-hander would like that. A bit of length and a bit of width just allows him to free his arms. Not that it was a bad delivery per se, but he was onto the back foot rather quickly and cut it behind point for 4.
68 for 4, over number 8. And he's driving again over extra cover, and they're going to just pick up one. Ball was struck really firmly. So another single to Smith, Devani Smith.
But that 4, the previous delivery, was a crucial boundary. They require now 11 or 14.
We see the long off comes up into the circle, and the third man is pushed right back. The backward square is now being pulled up and probably goes into the circle. So we have 4 fielders out, third man cover, long on, mid-wicket. And this one comes up the edge, goes down to that third man region, and the fielder comes across. Just one run taken there. Again, Central looking for the big drive, and just coming off the outside edge.
Yeah, unfortunately, a third man fielder was not very wide. Was a little straight, so was able to move around and cut it off. But if he were wider, it would have been a bigger challenge for him to get there.
And it would have just moved the short third man and push him back the delivery before.
Interesting that. 10 needed from 13.
John. He's putting himself in that backward point position. As Martin. And this one is swung down to mid-wicket. Let's see, the fielder is getting on there. Takes the catch. Again, Joseph Smith there looking to hit some way over mid-wicket. Not getting hold of it. Could have been also a slower delivery. And it went out to the fielder at mid-wicket who took a simple catch.
Yeah, I think he wanted to get the boundary. Whether it was the appropriate shot to hit at that time, well, the debate is going to go on for quite some time. Maybe, as I said, the intention was to go beyond the boundary, or maybe just, score a 4 or 6 accordingly, putting less pressure on the score. But with one batsman just gone, 10 required from 12 balls, and the deeper you get into the innings, it means, Raphael, that the potential of your batsman, obviously is going to drop.
Yes, it certainly will diminish. 70 for 5. 8 overs completed.
But Sean Lewis has come in, and he's no rabbit with the bat, is he?
Yes. Well, Nutmeg Warriors got up to 79 for 5. And here we have Billy Blasters. They are 70 for 5. And they need to get 80.
Huh. Well, it should be a very good match here. Now let's assume we have the last over with 6 runs to go of the last over. That is going to be highly interesting.
Well, we had 1 super over already. It would be interesting. Sherman Lewis, experienced Sherman Lewis.
They've got to be careful here, Raphael, with the close-in fielders. Yes, they're on the edge of the circle, but they've got to be walking in, sneaking in to prevent whatever single there might be. As well as you've got to make sure you cover the boundary lines.
So the off-spin on Michael Joseph. First ball pushed back along the wicket. Sherman Lewis. A really interesting period of this game. That's Joseph. To Lewis again. Push back to Joseph.
10 from 10. 2 dot balls. Ill afforded.
Well, something will happen in this over. Again, he pushes forward and play to mid-off. And it's so important that he keeps a cool head despite those 2 dot deliveries.
Yeah, Saffron strikers wouldn't mind the singles, really, but they could ill afford any boundary. They don't want a boundary here at all.
71 for 5.
But St. Hilaire is still there. Don't forget he's 23 of 18. And he's taking strike.
9 delivery left. 9 runs needed. So wide goes down the leg side and it's going to go over the rope for 4 wides.
Whoa. That is, in my humble opinion, the turning point in that game. That is the turning point. It was a terrible delivery. He bowled a couple of good deliveries. First up, that one did not give the keeper a chance at all, and it went for 4.
Yes, certainly a bad delivery. You can see he had dropped after that delivery. He really seemed to slip up. I guess trying to push it into the legs of the batsman.
Now they'll have to bring in a couple of fielders to save the singles. 4 needed of 9.
Joseph. And this one is driven down to long off. And the batsman picked up another single.
Yeah, Michael Joseph would be very upset with himself with that previous delivery that went down to find leg for 4 wides.
Yeah, very poor delivery at this critical stage. This ball is pushed to mid-wicket and they go for 1. And let's see, they're going back for the second one. No, change your mind. Good decision. Just to change your mind.
Yeah, it would have been suicidal. Well, St. Hilaire is off strike. Lewis comes into strike. They'll prefer that, but it should be easy. 2 from 7.
It's 78 for 5. And you see, fielders are called in. I would have think that you would have called in all the fielders, but you still have 2 fielders on the boundary. Deep mid wicket and a long on. And this is Drippers straight to mid off, and we're looking for a single that was not there. Ball traveling very quickly, and that completes the 9th over. 78 for 5. 2 required from 6 deliveries.
Yeah, so this should be a canter over the victory line for Bailey Blasters. It will be interesting to see what the field is. I'm sure that Bailey Blasters would make sure they want to get a single. So they'll draw level, so to speak, and then look for where they'll get the other run. But I don't see, thinking that only 5 wickets have fallen, this should be a walk in the park, shouldn't it?
Yeah, should be very easy. We saw that this same Saffron Strikers was able to tie the score, having the score 39 in 3 overs, got up to 38, and then winning the power play. Now they are probably in almost similar position. Now they have to defend as Charles. This one, he goes to swing there and misses. Big swing attempted to do it by Lewis.
2 from 5.
With one shot, it could. Charles. Short deliveries, it was hit straight to cover, and misfielder by cover allowed the batsman to go through for a single, which bring the score to 79.
Score is level.
Kem Charles. This one is hit down to mid wicket, and it goes down to the fielder on the long on boundary. Batsman ambles a single. Victory for Bailey Blasters by 5 wickets. 80 for 5.
Yeah, well, a deserved victory. I must say that there might have been some butterflies, but when it came down to the final over, I thought it was going to be an easy victory in the end. It was a close contest, really close contest, and I'm sure that Saffron, they would say, hey, couldn't we get another 15, 20 runs? And if we had done that, then we would have had a match at hand. But I don't think that 80 was sufficient at all. And so Bailey Blasters, they've won by 5 wickets. The players, as usual, at the end of the game, shaking hands and elbowing, as the case may be. All in all, it turned out to be, well, a deserved victory for Bailey Blasters.
Yeah, they played a better game today. I thought that they bowled well against Saffron Strikers. I remember when Saffron Strikers came off a big victory, won in that super over. So as a team, I think that feels very confident based on how they have been playing in the tournament so far. And to come and restrict them to 79 for 9, I think Bailey Blasters would have done very well. And as such, restricting them to 79 for 9, it's always felt, that was up against it, from the time Bailey Blasters started the bat.
Yeah, so Bailey Blasters winning by 5 wickets. And we had a very interesting day here at the Queen's Park Stadium, and very good clean clay conditions, bright sunshine. The forecast, I think, for the rest of the week will be for fair weather, so we should be having a couple of good matches coming up. What we've got on for tomorrow, got ready in April. Here, what we got. So we have at 11:45, Saffron Strikers will be playing against Cinnamon Pacers. That's the first match, and then later on in the afternoon at 2:30, the Ginger Generals will be coming up against Bailey Blasters. So that's the lineup for tomorrow's game. So in the end, St. Hilaire not out 25. He played a very good role there of 21 balls. Hodge was caught. Lewis bowled Charles for 6. Devon Smith came in for 20 before he was caught. Joseph of the bowling of John. Dennis Smith was bowled by Ranjan. A fantastic delivery right up in the block hole. Robinson was leg before to Thomas for 1. Devon Smith was caught. John bowled Martin for 6. And Sherman Lewis not out on 3. Extras 19. and so 19.3 overs bowled, and Bailey's Blasters, they got over the line, the victory line, 80 for 5.
It's so important that if you have just one batsman batting through, or batting most of the time, so Central actually bat through the inning, it makes it so much easier. If one just have to probably just drop anchor a bit.
So Charles had 1 for 13, Martin 1 for 14 of 2, Michael Joseph picked up, none for 14 of 2, John, that's right, John 2 for 23 of 2, and Josh Thomas, who bowled very well, rather economical, picked up 1 for 11 of 2.
So good victory by Bailey Blasters. They won by 5 wickets, chasing 79, 80. Bailey Blasters 80 for 5, chasing 79, made by Saffron Strikers.
And of course, earlier on, Lawrence scored 27 of 21 balls. Douglas had 12 of 13, and Ryan John had a quick fire 10 of 3. Michael Joseph had 8 runs of 5. We go down to Kerry for a post-match interview.
Thank you very much, Pastor Wom. We here at the post-match for the player of the match presentation. And today's player of the match, Neilon Pascal, for his spell of 2 overs, 3 for 8. He'll receive his award from the president of the Vice President of the Grenada Cricket Association, Andy Noel. I'll just have a few words with Neilon. Neilon, first of all, how you feeling after this one? 3 for 8, probably your best figures in the tournament.
Yeah, I feel very good. And I start analyzing the pitch, analyzing the players, and I decided to come out today and just vary my pace because the wicket is getting a bit slow.
All right. Coming up against a very good batting lineup, Saffron Strikers. You played against some of these guys and with them for a number of years. Was that to your advantage?
Not really. T10 is a brutal game. T10 is a brutal game, and so sometimes when the day is yours, you just have to take it because this tournament, anybody going in the stand. So when you realize the day is yours, you have to just take it.
All right. In terms of how you're keeping up for the tournament, I know last season you had a few niggles. How is the body after 4 matches?
Well, the body is keeping up because I started training since September for the tournament. So I just decided this year just take it a bit easier, and after game just relax instead of just going around and doing other stuff. So for me, right now we just rest and just get ready for the next game.
All right. Well, Pascal, we want to congratulate you again on your performance and all the best for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. So that was Neilon Pascal, player of the match, 3 for 8, much deserved player of the match in the 4th match and the 3rd victory for the Bailey Blasters.
Well, don't forget that tomorrow's game, we've got Saffron Strikers coming up against Cinnamon Pacers. That match is going to start at 11:45. And at 2:30, Ginger Generals will be coming up against Bailey Blasters. We were absolutely happy to bring you the couple of games here today in bright, sunny conditions. We look forward to those 2 games tomorrow, God's willing. And let's hope, as usual, what 10-10 brings. Excitement galore. Let's hope we're going to have that tomorrow, God's willing. Until then, have a good evening.
The biggest and safest summer festival in the region, August 8th and 9th. Let's go to Grenada for Spice Mass. Call your booking agents and get your tickets today.
Live from the stadium that delivered that memorable and emphatic win to the West Indies, Grenada, comes the Dream 11 Spice Isle T10 2.0 cricket competition. 30 matches, 14 days of exciting T10 cricket action. 6 teams, only one will be champions. See the likes of the Spiceman, Andre Fletcher, Devon Smith, international players Kesrick Williams, Alec Atenes, and more. Support your team. Love the game. Dream 11 Spice Isle T10 2.0 cricket competition. April 5th to the 18th. Grenada National Stadium. Pure Spice of the Caribbean.
Energy. The world runs on it every day.
Good morning. Welcome to Soul.
Hi.
Hi.
And when we put the best of the Caribbean together with the energy we harness, everything runs so much smoother. Because at the end of the day, it's all about connecting people.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Sol, wherever your journey begins.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.